Namaste yogis, welcome back to our date on our yoga mats twice a week. More importantly, this is a date between you and yourself actually. A little safe place where you can experiment, where you can grow stronger, where you can tune in, where you can walk away feeling a little bit recharged as it were. So you're recharging your own batteries so that after your yoga practice or whichever other practices that help you, you can walk out of your mat and share this feeling of spaciousness, of balance, of being a little bit grounded with all the other people who need you, your kids, your parents, your colleagues, anybody else in your life. So I thought, as we are in a very twisted situation right now, the whole world doesn't seem to be like we know it. All our plans have been changed and we are all having to adapt quite a lot at the moment. We're going to do a twisting practice where we'll move the spine in different directions, maybe rotational around its axis. And I always feel when I do this, it makes me feel a little bit more in control. It sort of addresses that deep seated tension that we often hold around our core and around the spinal muscles. And hopefully after this practice, you'll feel a little bit more open, a little bit more relaxed, and let's see how it goes. So let's come to lie down on your mat. I recommend just to keep the knees bent, relax the feet down, relax the spine down. So now there's no spinal twist. Just notice this feeling of settling down. Always a good way to start to feel what it's like to be in your body. Start to feel how the breath moves in and out, how much the chest lifts and the belly lifts on the inhales, and how much it can soften on the exhales. Just take a few longer, slower breaths. Get the sense of you welcoming yourself here. Congratulating yourself for taking out this time to recharge, to re-energize yourself. I will take 3 slower breaths together. Take a slow breath in. Pause, hold your breath at the top. And then really slow, let the breath leave. Again, slow inhale, take your time, fill up from the belly to the shoulders. Pause, hold your breath, stay full for a moment. Nice, slow exhale, all the breath out, there's no rush. One more like this, slow inhale, fill up, feel the hands rise if they're resting on your body. Pause, stay with this for a moment, no tension. And when you feel it's a good time for you, let go of the breath and feel your whole body soften down. Now slowly bring your knees into the chest. Squeeze a little bit with your hands over the shins. And then see if you can keep this without the hands. I'm going to shuffle a little bit more this way so I have more space. Keep the knees more or less here, just using your core strength, open the arms to the side. You can also do cactus arms, bent elbows if you don't have a lot of space, it's fine. And then really simple inhale here in the center. On the exhale, slowly lower your knees to the left. They might touch down, they might not, it's really not important here. Inhale to the center again. Exhale, lower your knees over to the right side. Inhale, back up. Exhale to the first side, the left side. Inhale, imagine the breath lifting up your knees. Exhale, soften the knees to the right. Inhale. Exhale, left. Inhale, middle. Exhale, right. Inhale, middle. This time we're going to the left, but we're stopping before we reach the ground, so it requires a little bit more core strength. Just feel this, the activation around your waist as you do this. Inhale to the center. Exhale, go to the right, and again hover before your knees touch down. Just feel there's a sense of length, but also of stability, of strength. Inhale, middle. We'll do a few more if you like to make it harder. It's completely optional. You can always straighten the legs and use straight legs to lean a little bit over. I like to go about 45 degrees to start with. Inhale to center. You might still have the knees bent, that's perfect. Exhale over to the right. Inhale, center. Let's do one more on each side. Exhale, left. If there's more space, you can always go a little bit further as long as you can keep your core active. Inhale to the middle. Exhale, I can't go this far, there's a wall here. So I'll just go with the 45. Inhale to center again. And then just bend your knees, squeeze in. Notice the after effects of our simple little bit of core work, a little bit of breath work. Just some feel good warm up. And then rock up to sitting. And then come into a stag pose, deer pose, I think it is called, deer pose, which means the sole of the one foot is close to the other knee, and then the other foot is just behind you. Nice. So sit upright, and then really simple, twist over the front knee. For me, it's my right. I'm going to twist over to the right, and then back to center, over to the left. You can use your hands a little bit to twist more, but remember it's early on in the sequence. This is not going to be our deepest twists yet. We'll move into deeper twists later on. For now, just twist to one side, twist to the other side a couple of times. Just feeling where you hit that threshold where you're starting to feel a good twist, a little bit of a challenge, but nothing too intense. And then next time you twist over that right knee, the knee that's bent in front of you, just twist more over that right knee. And then walk your hands a little bit away from the hip, especially that left hand. Stretch it out far in front of you. And with the right hand, I like to push a little bit like a chaturanga arm. And if you can lie all the way down, don't do it. This is more about creating length in the spine and rotation. So if you can, lower the left shoulder, lift the right shoulder, and maybe look over to the right. This is quite a deep twist. So keep the breath calm, don't go too far. Stay for another moment. And then slowly lift back up. Nice. From here, A movement I really like, just in between, to get a little bit into hips. You can place hands behind you and then windscreen wipe your knees to the opposite side. Do this a couple of times. So you're going right, you're going left. You can link this to the breath again. Just breathe at a pace that feels sustainable for you. Couple of times. Let's do one more each side. And then when your knees go to the left or the side you haven't done yet, let's stay there. And then a couple of times I'm twisting over to the left, the knee that's bent in front, and over to the right. A few times, you don't have to go really far, it's more about the movement and the breath, getting a little bit of warm up around the spinal muscles. Imagine you're always twisting from the lower back, even though the lower back in itself actually doesn't twist much. One more. And as you go over to the left, stay here. Walk your hands a little bit away from that hip, especially that right hand, stretch it as far as it goes. The left hand, I like to push it down. And then instead of trying to lie all the way down, there's no need. Lift up a little bit, lengthen your chest forward, and now rotate more to the left. Not more as in until you can't breathe anymore, but just more until you feel that edge again that you can work with. Quite a deep twist in the upper body. Because imagine the hips are going one way and the shoulders are going that opposite way. So obviously you have a little bit less space to breathe here. And then slowly release back to center. Now coming to Dandasana, which is the staff pose. Sitting with the legs straight out in front of you. And your hands can ground down or reach down alongside your spine, alongside the hips. Nice. Now keep this, just walk your hands a couple of paces back. Nice. And then lift the chest so you feel a really nice stretch in the chest, the front of the shoulders. If the hands or the wrists are uncomfortable, you can always turn the fingers out as well. That's the same thing. I'm just feeling a little bit more stretch when I turn the fingers forward, so I'm going to stay with that. And then bend your knees, place your feet quite wide. And then lower both knees to the left side. That's it. Keep lifting the chest. There's an option here to place left ankle on the right knee. You can do this if you like to, if it feels good. But it's not essential. Keep lifting the chest and then turn the chest a little bit to the right as the knees go over to the left. So now we're getting into outer hip and the shoulders at the same time. A little bit less spinal work in this one. And then release the foot from the knee, lift the knees, keep the hands here and lower both knees to the right side. Maybe right ankle and left knee. Lift the chest up, push the hands down and turn the chest to the left ever so slightly, just a little bit. Another breath or two, feel the work in the hips. The left leg turns internally, the right leg turns externally. And the shoulders are moving in the opposite direction of the hips. Now slowly release. Come to cross-legged position and then just roll over the legs, come into downward facing dog. We're going to do a mini series in downward dog to explore some twists from here. It's a bit of core and arm and shoulder work, of course, so at any point if it gets a bit much, feel free to lower your knees, take a break here and join us again when you're ready. I would like to pedal out the knees, the legs a few times in the beginning in down dog. Just explore which movements feel good in your body and how does the breath move in this new shape. And then come into stillness. Bend the right knee quite a bit. And then turn the left heel down a little bit at a 45-degree angle, so it's turned in slightly. I'm straightening the left leg, and then just cock your hips a little bit to the right and look under that left armpit. Keep pushing the hands down. You should feel a lovely side stretch on the whole left side of the body, a little bit of a spinal twist, a little bit of outer hip maybe. Slowly release. Let's go to second side. Straight away, bend the left knee quite a bit. Turn the right heel down at an angle, so on the inside. And then press the right hip up and back. Lean it a little bit to the left side. And then turn your gaze under the right arm. Just find your own expression of these poses. It doesn't have to look like mine. And then slowly release. As we're in down dog for quite a bit, we're just going to do a little bit of wrist work in between. So place your fingers towards the outside of the mat in tabletop pose, and then just circle a few times over the wrists. Little circles, one direction, and then circle the other direction. Keep the arms straight. Circles don't have to be super big, but just feel the transfer weight a little bit into the one wrist and then onto the other one. And then back to downward facing dog for our round 2 of down dog twists. For this one, you might have to walk your hands slightly closer to make this possible. Start to reach your right hand towards the outside of the left leg. So I can hold here. Or if you've got space, you can hold a little bit lower. It doesn't matter actually. If you can't reach the leg, then walk the hands even closer until you can. And then bend the right elbow slightly, turn your chest to the left. It's a much deeper twist, of course, than the previous one. It's a tough pose, but it's really simple setup, of course. Take another breath. Slowly release. Right hand next to left. Left hand to outside of right shin. If it's too far, walk closer. Maybe walk a little bit lower. You'll see how it goes. And then turn the chest to the right this time. Keep stretching the heels down and away from you. And with the right hand, you really have to push the mat away quite strongly. A lot of shoulder work for this one, as you will notice. And then lower the knees down, a little bit of a wrist break. For this one, place your fingertips facing each other, the backs of the hands down. And then a couple of times lean a bit forward and lower your chest, lift the chest. Lower the chest, lift the chest. So mini wrist push-ups, you could say. There's not a ton of weight into the hands. But you're getting a really nice stretch, especially as you lift up away from the floor. And then last round, downward facing dog for our warm-up. Really good shoulder work, a lot of strength building if you repeat these poses regularly. For this one, I'm going to lift the right leg up. Start to bend the right knee, open the right hip to the side. For the purpose of this class, you can twist, because that's what we're doing today. You can twist the chest, so the left shoulder will probably drop down a little bit. The right shoulder can lift up. And just hold here for a few breaths. Try to squeeze right heel towards your buttock. And what I often like to do is place the left hand a little bit closer to twist the chest more towards the right. 3, 2, 1. Release. Downward dog. Let's go straight to second side. We'll do another wrist exercise after this. Left leg high. Bend the left knee, open the hip to the side. turn the chest a little bit, you have arrived, this is it. Or if you want, right hand a little bit off to the side, push and twist into this a little bit more. Squeeze left heel to your buttocks. Breathe, obviously you're breathing, but you can probably slow it down a little bit. Slowly release, lower the knees, thank goodness. And let's do another little wrist exercise. For this one, turn your fingers back and the wrists forward. And all we're gonna do is lean a little bit back. Your wrist might lift a bit, it's fine. And then lean a bit forward. So just do gentle rocks, forward and back. Nice. From here, sit back on the heels and step to the front of your mat. Place the feet, I like hip distance apart. You can also have the feet closer together. Hands to your heart. Mountain pose, Tadasana. See how strong your mountain feels today. And remember, whatever happens outside the mountain, the weather, storms, snow, people walking over it, buildings going up on it, the mountain is not affected. This is the kind of quality we are learning to embody in our daily lives. And I'm just going to turn forward so you can see a little bit better. Lift your arms all the way up. It's probably outside the screen, but with your right hand, hold the left wrist. And then take the left arm over the head towards the side. Keep pushing the feet down, obviously even more through the left foot. And then lengthen, lengthen, lengthen all the way along the side body. Slowly lift back up. Change side, left hand will hold the right wrist. Stretch your own arm up and take it over the head, a little bit over to the side. Ground your feet down, especially that foot you're stretching away from. And take a few slower breaths. Lots of space, lots of length in the whole side, the spaces between the ribs. And then lift back up. Well done. On the exhale, fold forward over the legs. You can always bend your knees a little bit at the bottom. I find it feels a little bit better in the lower back. Inhale, push your hands to your shins. Straighten the legs now and lengthen the chest forward. This is flat back. Exhale, use your belly to fold forward again. Inhale, let's rise, go all the way up, push your feet down. Stretch your fingertips to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Nice, let's flow. Inhale all the way up, we start the same. Exhale, fold down over the legs. You can bend your knees at the end. Inhale, hands to shins, flat back. Stretch and lengthen. For every twist, we're going to need this length first. Exhale, hands down, right foot back. Lower the right knee, lift your arms. Inhale, low lunge. On the exhale this time, bring hands to heart. A brief little twist, right elbow over left knee. Inhale, step to plank pose. Left leg next to the right. Exhale, lower down. Place your fingertips wide outside the shoulders. Inhale to lift up into this version of Cobra pose. Lower the left shoulder down, lift the right shoulder up. Lower the right shoulder down, lift the left shoulder up. You can look back over the left shoulder. Nice. Downward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale, right foot forward, the left knee down. Inhale, lift arms. Exhale, brief twist, left elbow, right knee. We're not staying this time. Lower hands, step forward, forward fold. Inhale to rise, go all the way up, stretch up through the hands. Exhale, hands to heart pose for mountain. Inhale, here we go. How tall can you get? Exhale, all the breath out. Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen and fill up, feel the space in the spine. Exhale, hands down, left foot back. Lower your left knee, lift the arms, low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Prepare to twist, hands to heart. Exhale, left elbow over the right knee. Back to center, hands come down. Prepare for plank pose, inhale. Exhale, slowly lower down. Place the fingertips wide, same as the first time. Lift the chest a little bit high. Roll shoulders down the back. Then drop left shoulder down, right shoulder up. Look back. Lift to center. Drop right shoulder down, left shoulder back. Back to center. Downward facing dog. Inhale and down dog, slow it down. Exhale, left foot forward, the right knee down. Lift your arms, one breath, inhale. Exhale, twist right elbow, left knee. Hands come down, step forward. It's an exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise, go all the way up. Hands come together, exhale to prayer position. Continuing, inhale. Exhale. All the way down, your body knows this. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale, hands down, the right foot back. Lower your right knee, inhale, the arms lift. Exhale, brief twist, right elbow, left knee, don't go too far. We'll do deeper twists later. Hands down for plank. Exhale, slowly down. Spider hands, lift your chest. Left shoulder down, right shoulder up. Inhale, center. Exhale, right shoulder down, left shoulder up. Inhale to the middle. Exhale to down dog. Inhale and down dog, stay with the rhythm. Exhale, the right foot forward, the left knee down. Inhale, arms float up. Exhale, left elbow, right knee. Step forward to the front. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise, go all the way up, take it all in. Exhale, hands to heart, rebalance in the center. Last round, inhale, here we go. Exhale, use your belly, pull yourself forward and down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fingertips down, left leg back, lower your knee. Inhale, arms rise, low lunge. Exhale, brief twist, left elbow, right knee. Hands down, prepare for plank pose. Inhale and plank. Exhale, can you lower the chest and the hips at the same time? Spider hands last time, lift up into cobra. Roll left shoulder down, right shoulder back. Back to center. Right shoulder down, left shoulder back. Back to the middle. Downward dog, exhale. Inhale and down dog. Exhale, left foot forward, the right knee down. Lift your arms, inhale, one breath. Exhale, little twist, right elbow, left knee. Hands come down, step forward. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale to rise, push your feet, lengthen up from there. Exhale, hands come back to heart center. Take a moment, close your eyes. Slow the breath down. Notice how you feel. We're half an hour into our practice. Is there any change that you can notice compared to when you started? Yes, I'm going to turn forward so you can see a little bit better. Come into a chair pose. I like to place big toes together for this one, heels slightly apart. Bend your knees quite a bit. We don't have to lift the arms all the way up. We're not too worried about the shoulders today. But just come up a little bit, keep the hips low, come up with the hands to the heart. Like that. Stick your buttocks a little bit back, lean the knees a bit back. And then without using the elbow, we're going to twist to the right. I'm going to mirror you. Twist to the right without hooking your elbow. And just feel, try to keep the knees level for this one. And let the twist just come from your waist. And then travel all the way up to the upper back and the shoulders and the neck and the head. Nice, back to center. Still no elbow, twist to the right. Lift the right shoulder, keep the knees level for this one. The right knee will want to move back. Turn to the side. Hover the elbow just above your knee. And then fold forward and let go for a moment. Take a breath. I'm saying take a breath because we'll do all of this again in a second round where we'll twist a little bit deeper. If you like to, you can repeat the first one as well, of course. Now, here we go. Chair pose, round 2. Yes, please. Probably this pose is not very high on your list of favorite yoga poses ever, but it's good work. Nice. So hips sink down, hands come to heart, little chair pose. Here we go. Twist to the side using your core, same thing. Left elbow comes close to right knee. Feel the activation in your waist, in your core. And now you can hook the left elbow over the knee. If now the left knee comes a bit forward of the right, that's fine, there's no problem. It's actually quite a good thing to do for your sacrum and for the lower back. So allow that to happen. As you notice, probably you're twisting a little bit more, but don't lose the core work and the breath. And then fold forward, exhale. Take a breath. All right. Let's not wait any longer because you know what happens when you wait? Nothing happens when you wait. Bend your knees. Sit the hips back. Hands to heart. Here we go. Twist to your left. Right elbow hovers above left knee. Feel the activation in your core and keep this. And then place the elbow over the knee. Push the two together. Press your hands together. Roll the left shoulder open. If the right knee comes a bit forward of the left, it's fine. It's actually a good thing. Feel the length in your spine. Stretch your chest forward away from the hips. Take one more breath. Exhale to fold over the legs. All right. We're done with the warm-up. Here we go. I hope you're starting to feel a little bit more loose. Let's come into downward facing dog. From here, step your right foot forward. Lower the left knee down. So we're coming to a low lunge here. Lift the chest up. And then with your right hand, push the outside of your right thigh, somewhere down the middle. And then with your left elbow, go just over your knee, not further. And then do one more thing with your right hand, go in the right hip crease and pull back towards the back of your mat. From there, lengthen your chest forward in the opposite direction. So this is what's happening in the twist. We first lengthen the spine and then we can turn to the side. A little bit like, when you have the straws that you pull apart a little bit and then they can bend in all directions. It's a little bit similar in this case. Nice. Hands down, downward facing dog. If you want to keep moving, if you want a tougher vinyasa class, you can always do a plank, chaturanga, a back bend, and back to down dog in between. I'm just going to demonstrate the down dog. Left foot forward, right knee down. Lift up at the chest. Left hand, push the middle of your left thigh. Right elbow, twist it just over the left knee. Just over, we'll do deeper twist just now, but stay with this basic variation for now. And then left thumb, put it in the left hip crease and roll that left hip back as you stretch your chest forward. Another breath or so to lengthen the chest, left hip back. Downward dog, place your hands, step back. Nice, right foot forward, left knee down. We'll move to similar but one step up. Nice, same thing. Right hand pushes the right thigh in. Left hand, this time you could go just over your knee like we've done before, or if you move your belly in a little bit, you push that thigh, maybe you can slide a little bit deeper so that your left armpit comes closer to the right knee. If that's the case, you can have hands together, or you can have left hand down and then I like the right hand on the lower back. Just some different options. There's also a bind you can do here, but my shoulders don't appreciate that one. But if it's doable for you, by all means, go ahead. This is a deep twist. You can't breathe a lot into your belly. The rib cage is contracted. So see where you can still send the breath and then release. So much space afterwards. Downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward. Lower the right knee down. Lift up with the chest. Nice. Left hand pushes left thigh. Right elbow goes over left knee. You can stay here. You have arrived in the pose. There's a few more options you can explore, but if this is you, then go for this option. So maybe left hand pushes more, right arm slides lower and lower down the outside of that leg. Maybe hands together here. So your belly goes all the way close to the left thigh in this version. And then right fingertips down, if it's available, left hand on lower back. Or you can try the bind, it works like this. But for me, I have some restrictions, so I'm not going to do this. 2 more breaths. Pretend you can breathe deeply in this pose, which is definitely not an easy thing to do. And then now, release and feel all the space that you have, not that you've created, but that you freed up in a way. Downward dog, for a moment lower your knees, child's pose. Rest the forehead to the mat. If you need a little bit of a support under the forehead, you can always stack your fists to bring the floor up a little bit. Got one more little standing sequence, and I will take it down to the mat for some nice relaxing into the class. Nice downward facing dog. When you're ready, step your right foot forward in the middle between the hands. Turn the left heel down. I like the heels to be aligned, but you might have another preference, it's okay. Come up into warrior 2. Now we've been twisting and turning our upper body in all directions, but so for now enjoy the fact that you are not doing that. There's a lot of space, openness in the back and the front, in the sides of the body, and from the top to the bottom. So use that whole capacity to breathe for a few moments without any restrictions. Feel the grounding of this pose, the strength that's required, the mental focus that you can build up just by holding this for a little bit longer. Yes, the situation is tough, but we're not running away. We are right here doing the best we can. Nice. Straighten your front leg. Turn the right toes in, so now your toes are facing the same direction. I like outer edges of the feet more or less parallel to the short edge of the mat. Nice. And then from here, hinge from the hips and just place your hands or fingertips under the shoulders. Nice. Keep pressing the feet down. Nice hamstring stretch, inner thigh work, you'll feel that. Now we'll introduce a twist. Place your right hand under the face. And then the left hand, place it on the lower back and turn the chest to the side, to the left. Probably your hips are going to want to turn as well. It's quite normal, but try to minimize that a little bit. So if you see that mostly the spine can twist and not so much the hips. If you want, you can also lift that right arm up if that feels good. 3, 2, 1, lower down. Swap sides, right hand under face. Left hand lower back. Try to keep the hips level, so the right hip, the left hip for you doesn't drop too much. And start to rotate the shoulders to the side without rotating the hips as best as you can. So we're trying to decouple those two, just to get a bit more coordination and control as we want it. You can stay here or lift the left arm up for 3, 2, 1, lower down. For a moment, you could just hang down. You can even walk your hands a little bit further back and assist to bring your head slightly closer to the mat. See how it goes. And then come out. Walk your hands to, I can't remember which side we started, but walk your hands to the front of your mat, wherever that is. I lost mine. Come into downward facing dog. Take a breath. Last few standing poses, left foot forward, in the middle between the hands. Turn the right heel down, align the heels more or less with each other. And then sweep the arms up, find your warrior 2, Virabhadra. Stretch the fingertips away from each other. And again, instead of going through all the details of this pose, just feel the sense of spaciousness and the capacity in the upper body to hold the breath, to stay strong in the middle of a challenge. Can you breathe into your belly, into your pelvic floor, into your back even? And then slowly come up, turn the left toes in so your feet are parallel again. Nice. And actually, no, let's do this rather. Turn the toes out, the heels a little bit in, and then bend your knees for goddess pose. Try to have the knees go in the direction of your toes. It might be more out for you or less out, it's okay. And then soften the hips down. Place your hands on the knees. And then this is another one of my favorite twists. I find it really gets into the upper and middle back nicely. Turn the right shoulder down and then lift the left shoulder up. Push the knees away from you. Return to the center. Turn the left shoulder down, the right shoulder back. Look over the right shoulder. Come back to center. Let's do one more each side. Right shoulder down, the left shoulder back. Maybe looking up and back. Push the hips back, soften the hips down. Back to center. And then left shoulder down, right shoulder back. Soften the hips. Press the knees behind you. And then come back to center. Slowly come down, take a seat on your mat. Actually, I just want to do one final little thing. Come into a little squat like this on the toes, the knees together. Your heel's going to be lifted, of course. Nice. And then turn the knees a little bit right. With your right elbow, twist over the left knee. Nice. You can stay here, or for balance, I like to have that right hand down, and then place the left hand on your lower back and just twist a little bit. If there's any of you who love arm balances, who want to go into a side crow here, that's an option. It's less of a deep twist and more shoulder work, so you can always do that. I'll demonstrate briefly, but don't feel like you need to do that. It's just I got some requests to include a couple of harder poses. This is not going to fundamentally change your practice or give you more benefits, but it could be fun. In fact, I think most of the benefits come from doing the basics. Turn your knees a little bit to the left. Twist your left elbow a little bit over the right knee. You can place the left hand down. Right hand, I like to have it on the lower back. So you have this really nice little twisting squat, if you like. Stay here by all means. This is a great pose. Or for the side crow, I don't have a lot of time to explain it in detail, but if you know what to do, then explore this for a brief moment. Slowly come back and sit down. Extend your legs out in front of you. Bend the right knee. Place your right foot just over the left knee. Nice. And then with the left elbow, wrap it around that knee and interlace your fingers. Start to rotate your right shoulder back. It's quite a bit of core work here. You're twisting from your center, from the belly. And then if you like to, you can add to this a little bit, right hand behind you, and then you can transfer the left elbow over that knee, push it away, and turn your chest to the right. Slow the breath down. The hard work is over. And then slowly return to the center. Now just pull the right foot a little bit back alongside your leg or hip so that you've got this kind of setup. This is great if your outer hips feel a little bit limited. If not, you can also bring the other leg under, the left leg under. So you've got Gomukhasana, the cow face pose. The two are interchangeable. You'll get the same benefits. Just the one is more accessible if you have tight outer hips, or strong outer hips, I should say. Nice. You can add a twist to this. This is a twisting class, so why not? Left elbow, I like to hook it over that top knee and then just turn the chest a little bit to the side. You can lean more down, but then I feel I'm losing a little bit of the grounding through the hips. So I like to rather lengthen up and forward. Another moment or so, feel the outer hip work. Slow the breath down. Slowly release. Come back to center. Stretch the legs out in front of you. And then bend your left knee. Step the left foot just over the right. Wrap the right elbow in front of that leg, hug it close to your chest, and then interlace your hands, turn your chest to the left side. Just lengthen the left shoulder a bit back. Probably not your deepest twist here, this is a little bit more core work, but it's good to always start with the strength and stability and then add more range later on, if you'd like to. Second part of the pose, if you like to go there, left hand goes behind you, the right elbow hooks over that knee, and then turn your chest to the left again. You might find you get a little bit of extra twist, but of course a little bit less strength work, maybe less outer hip as well. You can always rotate the head in the direction of the twist. Or if that doesn't feel good, then just keep your head kind of neutral. And then return to the center. Take your left foot a little bit further back so your left knee presses down on that right leg. So this twist, you can perfectly do it from this position, it's the same. Or if you've got the range, you can bend that right leg under so the knees are stacked on top of each other. This is Gomukhasana, one of the best outer hip stretches that I know. I just do this one on a daily basis as much as I can. And I will add the twist, right elbow, hook it over the left knee. You can place the hands down. No need to lean all the way forward because then I find the hips lift too much, but just stay here for a couple of breaths. And then slowly lift back up. Nice. Place your right knee forward the front of the mat for pigeon pose. So right knee towards the right outside edge of the mat. Stretch your left leg back in line with the left hip. And then instead of folding all the way down, we'll add one last twist before Shavasana. It's a really nice way to practice pigeon, I find. Left elbow, place it down. With your left hand, you can hold that right knee. And then the right fingertips, place them outside your right knee somewhere. And then turn the chest to the side, to the right. And then just for a moment, return to the middle and rest your forehead on the hands to do pretty much nothing. Consider it a little dessert just before we go into final relaxation. Not every yoga pose has to be super intense and spectacular. In fact, the benefit often comes from good old basics, from coming back on a regular basis over and over, and then seeing incremental changes over a long period of time. Slowly come up. Let's swap legs. I'm just going to turn around. The left knee is going to come forward to the left side edge of the mat. Right leg, stretch it back. We're not folding forward yet. Instead, place the right elbow down. Hold your left knee with the right hand. Left fingertips, place them outside that knee. Turn your chest a little bit to the left. So stay up a little bit higher. We're going to fold down just now. Just feel the space that is available for you to work with. And slowly over time, we're working on increasing that in our yoga practice and daily life. Return to the middle, take a break, just soften your forehead down, relax your body over the left eye. Maybe sigh the breath out a few times if that feels good. We're about to go into Shavasana, the final relaxation. So you can already drop any signs of tension, of to-dos, of too active mind, and just get into that space where you can just soften down. Sometimes the best thing you can do is nothing. And then slowly lift back up. Sit all the way onto that left thigh, lean a little bit to the left, and then you can swing your right leg out in front of you. Send your heels to the corners of your mat and slowly lie all the way down onto your back. Shuffle around a little bit, move the shoulder blades underneath you. Let the feet flop out to the sides. Let the palms of the hands open to the skies. And in the next 3 breaths or so, you can breathe in a little bit deeper and let the breath go through an open mouth. Do this 2 more times and see how it feels to really sink down more as you let the breath go, as you let the muscles go, as you even let the bones in your body rest down with gravity. And then when you feel ready, let go of the breath and feel your body soften more and more, almost as if you sink down into the floor a little bit, and even if you wanted to, you can't move. Slowly start to deepen your breath. Feel your body resting here. Feel the easy connection between your mind, your body, even the outside world. This is why we practice yoga, to remember. And move your hands, move your feet. Bend your knees and roll over onto your side. Slowly push up to sitting. Place your hands together at the heart. Give thanks, touch your hands to your forehead, to your heart center. And bow yourself on the mat. Thank you so much for practicing. Namaste, everybody. I hope you're keeping well and safe and healthy at home. It's been an amazing pleasure to practice with you live or in the recorded classes twice a week. And I'd love to do more of this, so send me your feedback, send me pictures, send me suggestions. What else would you like to do? Which themes would you like to explore? Which poses you want to learn? And drop me some comments in the live video or send me a message otherwise. If you'd like to support me doing more of this online content, you are able to make a donation on our website, yogaworks.co.za, on the contact page. Thank you so much for your support and your happy presence. All the best.